This is Living Power with Dan Hurst.
In John chapter 5, beginning chapter 5 today, and we are going to take a look at one of Jesus' miracles that revealed his power over time. Not just time, but also the effects and limitations of time. This was a man, and we'll read the passage, but this was a man who was 38 years old. He'd been crippled from birth, and Jesus intervened in his life. But there's some amazing truth in this passage of Scripture that is so practical, and I really want you to get it and understand it. Let's take a look at this. After this, there was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now, there is in Jerusalem by the sheep gate a pool in Aramaic called Bethesda, which has 5 roofed colonnades. In these lay a multitude of invalids, blind, lame, and paralyzed. One man was there who had been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had already been there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be healed?" The sick man answered, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up, and while I'm going, another steps down before me." Jesus said to him, "Get up, take up your bed, and walk." And at once the man was healed, and he took up his bed and walked. Now that day was the Sabbath. So the Jews said to the man who had been healed, "It's the Sabbath. It's not lawful for you to take up your bed." But he answered them, "The man who healed me, the man said to me, 'Take up your bed and walk.'" And they asked him, "Who's the man who said that to you, 'Take up your bed and walk'?" Now the man who had been healed did not know who it was. Jesus had withdrawn, as there was a crowd in the place. Afterward, Jesus found him in the temple and said to him, "See, you are well. Sin no more, and nothing worse may happen. That nothing worse may happen to you." The man went away and told the Jews that it was Jesus who had healed him. And this was why the Jews were persecuting Jesus, because he was doing these things on the Sabbath. But Jesus answered them, "My Father is working until now, and I am working." This is why the Jews were seeking all the more to kill him, because not only was he breaking the Sabbath, but he was even calling God his own Father, making himself equal with God.